Hello everyone, and welcome to the Trending in My Life podcast, episode 26. It's about, this happened. It was my last day in work before finishing to take my holiday days off, and at 1 p.m. my throat felt a bit scratchy. 30 minutes later, I sneezed. I started to feel a bit warm, like I was running a temperature, and by 3 p.m. my throat was very, very sore. I went from perfectly healthy to, oh no, not now, I'm poorly, just before Christmas. I got home after work, had some warming food, and straight to bed. That's why this week I'm doing a whispercast. Because, and you may never have noticed this, but if you whisper instead of speak, it doesn't hurt your throat or make you cough. And I'll just increase the volume in the edit. So, day 2, I woke up at 1:20 a.m. and just wanted a large cup of tea for my sore throat. But I told myself, no, I need to sleep more. So I went back to sleep. When I woke at 5:15 a.m, I knew it was an automatic work time for my body clock. So this time I got up and made myself a big mug of tea and some toast with honey on. I think obsessing over the tea at around 1 a.m. was why it tasted so good, and when I finished my toast, my mug was empty and I went and made another mug full. After that, I had a mug of just hot water. It's now 8 a.m. and I'm down to the bottom of another big mug of tea. I'm wondering if I should go back for a refill. I've just polished off another couple of rounds of toast. I can't believe how much I've drunk, and I know they say you should stay hydrated, but this is way above my normal. But I do believe in listening to what my body wants, so I'm off to get another cup of tea. I think I'll make a teapot, full of blue tea perhaps, instead of regular breakfast tea. Toast is supposed to be what they feed you in hospital when you've had your tonsils out. It may be a myth, since they also say jelly and ice cream is what you get. Okay, I've now got a full teapot of blue butterfly pea tea. My mug is topped up and I'm watching the rain out of the window. I've decided it's not heavy or light rain, but it's medium rain, if there is such a thing. Wet enough to soak your coat, but not so wet it would leak through to the inside. The trees are moving, the branches swaying in the wind. 4 days before Christmas, and not likely to be a white one here. I was reading that the definition of a white Christmas in England is for one snowflake to fall during the 25th of December. Then the weather channels can officially call it a white Christmas. Seems a bit of an exaggeration, but then the north of England, that borders Scotland, probably gets snow in December anyway. I seem to recall the Scottish Highlands always get snow, and my mind conjures up snowy capped mountains. Makes you wonder why the Scots wear kilts, considering these icy temperatures. I mean, why did they think it was a good idea? Tradition, I'm guessing, dating back centuries. Lights are starting to come on in the backs of houses in their kitchens. It's the last weekend before Christmas, and people will be up early, wanting to get out, and off to stores to be in line before they open. Everywhere will be jam-packed with shoppers, buying Christmas food and gifts. I'd never intended to go out this weekend, so being home porty isn't a change of plan really. Ooh, look. 2 squirrels, following each other along a branch. The combination of cold and rain has them moving slowly. As I swallow, I notice my throat is still sore, although how it's managed to remain that way with the gallons of hot liquid I've consumed this morning, I don't know. Oh, a sneeze. This means eventually the throat will stop being sore, and then the runny nose and sneezing will take over. Progress, I suppose. Oh, look, a seagull. I love seeing seagulls. Always reminds me of growing up by the sea. The nearest beach on the coast from London by train is about an hour away, but the beach is large pebbles. There are beaches with shale, like a mix of tiny broken shells and stones. For me, though, it has to be sand to make it a real beach. Where I grew up, the sand was a reddish brown, but as an adult, I moved from the southwest to the south coast, and the nearby beach was that goldeny, yellowy, soft sand. Now that's what I call a beach. From London, it would take 4 hours of train travel, 2 there and 2 back, for me to visit it now, and despite really missing it, that's a lot of travel on a weekend when I have to commute on trains all week to work. Ooh, 2 pigeons swooping across the sky, clearly together, and another seagull, but he's flying low and in the opposite direction. Oh wow, there's Crazy Squirrel. I can tell it's him because he's manically running along the fence, then darting back and turning round and jumping onto the shed. Oh, and there's the normal one, going at a regular speed, stopping to sniff things along the way. It's just gone 9 a.m. now, and the wildlife certainly seem to be out and about. I can hear the birds chirping. It's interesting to watch it all when I've nowhere else to be. Whilst this podcast was never going to be riveting because of me being under the weather, it's true to life, vlog style, talking about my life. I've got over the why me, why now, and slipped straight into taking care of myself. The squirrels must have gone back to their home in the tree because they're making their way down the branches again. They disappeared into a garden at the back. Oh, one is back, sat on a shed roof and eating something held in his front paws. The other one has just leapt from branch to branch with something huge held in its paws that's brown. It looks like a nut, but almost as big as the squirrel's head. They've disappeared now inside their home in the tree, obviously stocking up their food supplies. Ah, a magpie flew past my window, did a big swoop around a different tree and landed on a roof. Oh, and a squirrel's on the move again, back down the tree trunk to the gardens at the back, leaping up again, branch to branch, back home with another big brown nut in his mouth. Clearly they have a supply buried somewhere that they're just digging up and taking home. I see a tabby cat now, pooping in next door's garden. It's leapt upon the wall and gone down into another garden. There's the magpie again, and another big swoop and landing on a different roof, hopping up to the chimney pots and perching on top. Okay, my body's telling me I need a nap. I'm feeling all sleepy. It's only 9:30, but best to listen to what it's telling me. I slept for 90 minutes, then just watched a whole load of YouTube videos. Had some chicken and mushroom soup for lunch, and outside it stopped raining, but gotten a whole lot windier, and I can see the trees are bending in the wind. The sky is like bands of colour, and the clouds up there are moving across the sky really fast. At the lowest level, there's a small band of bluey purple sky. Above that, a band of those grey rain clouds, then some white clouds with sun shining behind them, and above that, another band of grey cloud. The wind is pushing it all from right to left across my view of the sky. My nap was good. My soup was really good. My throat isn't sore anymore, but my head feels all fuzzy, like it's full of cotton balls. I caught my reflection in the bathroom mirror and thought, whoa, you could scare small children looking like that. I definitely look poorly, only sneezing occasionally though. I'm going to try and edit a short and see how that works out for me. It's 1:30 and I figure my brain will work better halfway through the day than at the end. There's no wildlife in the garden, but the strong wind probably means it's all hunkered down, sheltering. It gets so dark so early these days. 3:30 in the afternoon feels more like 5:30. The clouds are still racing across the sky, although now they're all grey ones. I think the wind is pushing them too fast to let the rain fall out. Some of my wrapping off the palms in the garden has blown off. Apart from being poorly and not wanting to go out and fix it, I actually can't because once the Christmas tree is up in the kitchen, it blocks the door, and it'll be January before it comes down, and I can get into the garden again. Between now and then, It all just has to survive by itself. It's evening now, and I edited a short earlier to mostly prove to myself that I could work this fuzzy little brain of mine. I'm hoping by tomorrow afternoon my voice will be okay to record this at a whisper. As with all times I'm not well, early morning and evenings are the times I feel worse. So since it's evening, I'm not feeling great. Just gonna read my Kindle now. Maybe more YouTube, but maybe just sleep. It's the next day, and a very rough night's sleep. Seemingly my cold is worse, and I was kind of hoping it would be a bit better today. My sinuses were blocked when I tried to sleep, and breathing through my mouth meant I'd keep waking up with a really dry throat. My Fitbit says I got 4 hours 48 minutes sleep, and much as I'm tired, I don't want to try and nap because sleep and breathing don't seem to mix right now. It's 11 a.m. and I've kept away from sitting near the window till now because the sun has been out and sunlight in my face doesn't mix with watery eyes and sneezing, and I'm really hoping for a significant improvement by Christmas Eve, so not long to do that. It's still very windy outside, but I haven't been on squirrel watch. I was awake at 5 something, getting 2 mugs of tea and toast, so I've been up about 6 hours now. My neck's achy today, so I'm crossing my fingers it's not flu, but more likely it's having to sleep sitting up because of breathing. Before I got poorly, my plan for tomorrow was to do some last-minute gift shopping and food shopping, so I suppose that as well as me getting this cold, it just proves you have to deal with the unexpected, even if it happens at a special time of year. It's of course bad timing, but I travel a long way on public transport every workday, with people around me coughing and sneezing, and I've been wearing a mask, but it seems lately I'll be stood on a station platform and someone will walk by. They'll decide right at the moment they're next to me to cough, right as they pass directly by me. Sometimes, no matter what you do, you can't help catching things. Because it's cold weather, trains have their heating on, and as people get off a train and more people get on a train, they may be sitting in those empty seats where a minute before someone could have been sneezing, sat there, who knows. The huge lines in the stores mean you're trapped in place, waiting your turn, no matter how sick the person in front or behind you appears to be. Winter illnesses are just part of the season. I suppose that we should be grateful that every virus we fight off helps strengthen our immune system to not get that one again. I'm fully aware that I'm going to sound bad when I record this, but if I'm going to put out a podcast about being poorly just before Christmas, I should at least authentically sound like I feel. John's just messaged me to say he's sorting out buying all the Christmas food and just to concentrate on getting better. That's wonderful. Thanks, John. So I don't have to worry about that. I've recorded all these podcasts as videos, using Buddy as the still photo throughout. There's only one where I use a different photo, which was from my last vacation in Vancouver and shows a beach at sunset. YouTube have picked up on the fact that my podcasts have been released as videos, but put in a podcast playlist. YouTube have taken the past 25 podcasts and put them out on YouTube Music so that people can just listen to them as a podcast. I didn't do that, they did it. But if it gives them a chance to be listened to by more people, then that's good. I'm thinking about changing the consistent Buddy photo to different ones each week, but we'll see when we get to the new year. Well, I guess all that remains is for me to wish you a very happy Christmas. I sincerely hope you don't get poorly over the festive season, but if you do, take care of yourself. And it may take a while, but you will get better. So I'll say, see you next time. Bye for now.